and now he's got the opportunity to go on and expand and basically just maximize his economy. If he can contain fantasy and in his natural base, that would be very good. So as you see, he's had to withdraw his command center and his barracks back into his natural base. Doesn't want to risk losing them. And here we actually see fantasy playing. Hasn't actually got a lot to do, really. But the Zerg play are very dominant at the moment. He's going to be able to go ahead and take a few more expansions, and once he's got yeah, as you see, I think there was a hatchery going down, correct me if I'm wrong. But he's going to have 3 bases here, and 3 bases versus 1. You do the math. Yeah, there was a hatchery, so it's going to be 3 bases versus 1 base just now. And that just really doesn't look good for fantasy. He's going to have to pull off something soon, otherwise he is out of this game. Basically, he's not really doing much. He's just massing Goliaths and turrets in his base, just trying desperately to defend. But if he doesn't make a push or make a giant gesture soon he's going to be out of this game. So we see Killer basically just going ahead with the Mutalisk build. He's not gonna tech to lurkers or anything. He's just going straight for Mutalisks. He probably thinks that if he can mass enough, he's gonna be able to just overpower fantasy, and it looks like it's gonna work, because 3 bases versus 1, just you do the math. It's really not looking good for fantasy. Basically, he's moving his barracks and he's moving his buildings back to his expansion. He's going to try and take that expansion again. But I'm not sure how successful it's going to be. He's got an SCV out, basically just trying to scout what Killer's taking to. But fantasy really needs to get that expansion. He needs to get out of his natural base and get some more map control, because at the moment Killer's got literally all the map control, and if I was Killer, I'll be expanding like crazy right now. Maybe he doesn't have the minerals or something, but he should go ahead and take a couple more expansions, because even if one goes down, he's still got these 3 that he is, I believe, mining from at the moment. Oh, lots of Mutalisks coming out for Killer. Quite a sizable amount. I wonder what he's going to try and do. Maybe go into the back of Fantasy's base, try and harass him a bit. Try and keep him on his toes. I think he's basically just trying to scout and see if Fantasy has any more expansions up. Which he unfortunately does not. Unfortunately for fantasy, that is. He really needs one at the moment. So the Mutalisks, are the Mutalisks gonna push in here? I'm not too sure. He's done something clever. He's got a couple of Zerglings there, and the Mutalisks, they are pushing in, but he's gonna go ahead and get them out of there, because there's a lot of Goliaths, and I'm sure he does not want to lose those Mutalisks. So basically, he's got a few Zerglings down by Fantasy's expansion. So he's basically going to time his attack. As soon as Fantasy goes out to claim that expansion, he's probably going to push in with a whole load of Mutalisks and try and take it out again. Try and get that command center or something like that. Which is very clever, actually. He's basically just containing Fantasy in his natural base, and the longer he spends there, the more time Killer has to expand his base and grow his economy and build up a massive army, as you see he is doing with Mutalisks. He's got a lot of Mutalisks at the moment. And here he goes, here Fantasy goes, he's pushing out, he's going to try and take that expansion, I think. Yes, here goes the command center and the barracks. going out on the Zergling. It scouts it, so he knows he's going to push into the Mutalisk now. He's going to try and take out those buildings, try and get that expansion again. Clever stuff here from Killer. Oh, here comes the Mutalisks, and oh, a lot of Goliaths. He's going to have to micro those Mutalisks. And a fourth, I think that's the fourth or fifth hatchery going down for Killer. I think that's the fourth. So he's going to be way ahead on the resource game at the moment. And Fantasy's coming, he's pushing in with that command center. He's going to try and take that expansion, and he really needs to at the moment. He's building a few turrets there, but I'm really not sure if that's enough yet. Oh, the Mutalisks are going around on the back of his base. Oh my god, he's got no protection whatsoever. He's going to target these supply depots. Oh, going down so fast here. He's going to have to move his Goliaths back, and he does, but it's going to be a bit late. He's going to lose about 3 supply depots, and probably a lot of SCVs as well. Oh, so many Mutalisks coming in. Oh, Fantasy. He's just not playing well in this game at all. He's just all over the place, and the Zerg player is able to contain him very, very well. He's doing a great job of it, and he's just keeping Fantasy on his toes, not letting him settle. And a lot of Mutalisks. Mass Mutalisks here. And he's got even more coming that have just morphed. Oh, I think this is going to be the final push here. This is pretty much going to decide the game, this next battle. But I'm fairly sure that Fantasy is not going to be able to withstand this. These Mutalisks are just going to totally overpower him, because there's just far too many of them, and I can't even talk properly. I'm like so nervous for Fantasy right now. But check all these Mutalisks coming in. This is not his full force. This is only a few of them coming around the back of his expansion here. And here it goes. I think this is going to decide everything. He's basically going to go in with these Mutalisks, try and pick off as many Goliaths as he can, and then come back with his main army probably. So he's picking off a lot of Goliaths, but I'm not sure how many Mutalisks are going down. I can't really tell at the moment. He's picking off a lot of Goliaths, so a lot of Goliaths are falling. Oh, this is not going to look good for Fantasy at all. I would say at the moment the Zerg player definitely has won this game, unless he makes some really stupid mistake, but it doesn't look like he's going to. Zergling is pushing around, targeting the factories now, and Fantasy GG's. Oh, so that is the end of the game. Fantasy just couldn't hold on any longer, and Killer is very happy. He goes and high fives his teammates. So you should. He played a great game. Oh, and the finger 5 there. Anyway, yeah. So Fantasy basically just allowed himself to get pushed back in his natural base, and he couldn't recover. Basically, just couldn't recover from that early Zergling push there, when he had quite a few Zerglings going into his base, and he basically just never let Fantasy settle down. Never let him sort of get into a rhythm. So that was a good game, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I certainly did. And please subscribe if you haven't, rate, comment, all that stuff, and yeah, so see you back for more Starcraft. Cheers.